Now, very quickly, we're going to be talking about tables. Tables are my least favorite form of presenting data. And the reason why is this. This is a real example again. And the presenter here did a good job in terms of highlighting what he wanted to say. But still, that's way too much information. And this is those kind of slides that if you spend, let's say, 10 minutes explaining, it's going to be good for you for the first 30 seconds or so. And then it's going to be lying there for no one to pay attention to. So very quickly, what we would recommend for you to do when you have tables to present. And by using this example, you understand a few tricks in terms of design that can be used for any table. So let's focus here, see again what he wanted to highlight, and transform this into a PowerPoint table. These large tables that have grid lines and alternate gray can be very daunting. And it's almost as bad as the one that was copied and pasted from the paper. You have to know that our eyes can in fact very easily follow numbers across a table. But these rows of numbers have no visual impact. And when you want to compare all the data entries there, it requires a lot of work from your audience. But again, this class is for you if you end up having to present a table. And in this case, always compare your data vertically and not horizontally like this. What do I mean is, you want to compare your control, your experiment 1 and your experiment 2. And if that's the case, they should be compared vertically. This is what makes more sense for us. So keep that in mind. Now, when you have whole numbers like this, never align them left. Always align them right. Now, when you have decimals like this, always align them on the decimal point. And make sure your entries make sense. It can be alphabetical, for example, or in any other logical way. Now, going back to the example that we have, what we would do here is, first, applying the rules that we just saw. Then, when we want to highlight this, we would be optimizing for slides. That means that we would be using shades, like this. And everything that the presenter is not talking about here, we would remove. That's because you only want to include data that you're going to talk about, right? Then make sure you add a title that's in the form of a conclusion. A note here that he's talking about two muscles, 1 and 2. To make it easier to grasp, talk about one first, and then the other. And even inside this muscle, look at the 3 different characteristics that were compared. Maybe divide and present one by one. The fiber type, for example. And finally, this would make your audience breathe a little bit and maybe get to understand the numbers that you want to show. And that's it, guys. With this, congratulations. You have just concluded the main modules of this course. Whatever content you want to see more, let us know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next classes.